Welcome back, boys and some girls. Marvel Rivals has a new event, a new mode for the event that's called Clashing of the Something Lions. And it's basically 3 versus 3 football. Each one of you have to get the ball from the enemy or at the start in the middle of it. Just basically put it in the goal of the enemy. It's simple. But when you get into into more specifics and how do you do with what skill and what does what, it's get a bit more confusing. And I've seen a lot of people don't know like how to use the basic skills, so I'm just gonna make like a very basic event explained or something like, I don't even know what I'm gonna call this, but just so you know what's gonna happen. So for the event you can play only 3 heroes for now. Hopefully they will add more later on because I have a few more ideas. It's Star-Lord, Black Widow and Iron Fist. Each one of them has a role that's quite similar to real life football. Obviously I won't go too deep into it, and you're not forced to play a certain role, but you can only choose one hero at a time, meaning you cannot have 2 Iron Fists or 2 Widows or 3 Star-Lords. It has to be 1-1-1. Basically, Star-Lord and Black Widow both are scorers that take the ball and put it inside the net. Iron Fist basically is a defender. He has a very easy time to capture the ball from the enemies, and also he can defend the guy who has the ball from his team, so nobody else can steal it. For you to understand what and how, I kinda need you to know what each hero can do. So to do that, I need to do a very short hero spotlight. We're just gonna go very fast over what each one can do. For Star-Lord, his E now can knock up enemies and also makes them drop the ball. But when you have the ball inside your hand, if you hold E, then you can throw the ball farther away. Shift still flies the same as in every mode. Right click still dodges, has 2 charges. Left click shoots the ball. For Iron Fist, his shift still has a dash and knocks up enemies, but now it also makes the enemies drop the ball and it has 3 charges. Space still jumps in the air, 3 charges. Left click shoots the ball, right click charges the ball. Black Widow, her E is still the same, but now it also makes enemies drop the ball. Shift is infinite sprint, yes, infinite. Left click is gonna shoot the ball, and right click, if you hold it, it's a charge shot. The goal of the game is to basically score 10 goals or basically have the highest score when the time runs out. Games are very short, in my opinion a little too short. Some of the games even take less than 2 minutes. During the game you will steal the ball from the enemy and then you will run for their goal, you know, just like real football. The only big difference is that with good skills you can kind of solo a whole enemy team with a hero like Star-Lord. But this only works against noobs who didn't watch this video or didn't play enough to know what each button do. If somebody knows whatever they're doing, then you won't be able to do it solo. You have to play as a team. In general, you just need to pass the ball between your team, go over to their goal, and as I said at the start, each one has a role that they need to fill, so you can actually fight if you plan to fight against people that actually know whatever they're doing. At the start of the match, the ball will be in the middle, and it can be picked just by running over to it, but the enemy team will be doing exactly the same, so this is where teamwork starts to come into play. Iron Fist has a great kit to actually steal the ball and defend the ally who has the ball. He has 3 kicks that can knock up enemies, so he can move a lot, he can disturb the enemies, he can defend allies by not allowing enemies to get close to them. On the other hand, you can have Star-Lord that can fly for a duration. He also has 2 dodges and he's very mobile, so he can score very easily. Black Widow is quite similar in the fact that she is also very fast and she has infinite sprint as long as you hold shift. She cannot fly like Star-Lord, but she has her ball sting ability, her E, on a 4-second cooldown, unlike Star-Lord that has like an 8-second cooldown, but his is an AoE, so I don't know. It makes it a bit better for defense if something went wrong. I heard about a similar event in Overwatch, but I didn't play Overwatch, so I cannot comment on that. It's pretty much all you need to know about the actual game, and I'll just throw a few tips in between because what the hell not. Number 1, when you're playing as Star-Lord, you can fly to avoid some of the attacks, and it actually lowers the chances of you losing your ball. But on the other side of it, tip number 2 is if you see a Star-Lord flying, you can counter it pretty easily by standing your Star-Lord to knock him down, or Iron Fist. If you combine your jumps and your kicks, you can get decent airtime. Tip number 3, if Black Widow gets a head start, nobody can catch her. So when you're playing against a good one, try to prevent them from actually getting the ball, because if she has the ball, then that's it, it's pretty much done. If the Black Widow is on your team, then try to give her the ball. There are ways to, again, to mitigate that, but just so you know. Tip number 4, don't keep the ball with you all the time. I see this so many times, it's so frustrating. pass it between the teammates. It's football. It's a team sport, you know? So make it a bit easier for enemies to actually try and stop you. Tip number 5, whenever you eventually lose 1 point, and then you get to start with the ball in your hand, make sure to actually throw it very far into the enemy side of the field and already have an ally waiting to score once it reaches over there. Tip number 6, when an ally has the ball in their hand and you see they have a chance to score, use your skills to deny the enemy from attacking them and let them score peacefully. Tip number 7 is try to have fun. It's pretty short, very short games. I very much enjoy the game. I don't know why, but a game mode is so fun for me. It's more fun than the actual game for now, so I kind of stopped playing and my whole replay list is, maybe I'll show it now, it's full of these games and maybe like a few AI games just for the quest for today or something. But it's so much fun. I see so many people saying, oh, easy, easy in the game. It's like you win some, you lose some on my team and some on the enemy team when we actually lose. But it's like, come on, don't be that guy, it's not fun. Just play the game, it's just an event game. That's pretty much it. The rewards are decent, they're okay. You get like a Star-Lord skin at the very end. If you complete the whole event, you have to do like a bunch of quests daily. And then just like we'd have with the Jeff event, just like the winter event just a second ago, it's pretty much the same. You get like red paint or something, then you paint a painting, and once it's done, then you get like the skin for Star-Lord or whatever. And that's gonna be it. A very short one, just wanted to share. Maybe later on if people actually want, I'll share more tips if I have any, but it's pretty simple, it's not rocket science. But yeah, keep it safe, see you in the next one. Bye bye.